I didn't have any male role model in my life to tell me what was right, what was wrong. You know, I wasn't special to anybody. I was just a nuisance. I was a troublemaker, and I was a burden, and like that's how I felt growing up.
You know, me going to prison, I actually had a lot of time to sit and think of the choices that we made, and yeah, I kind of find out, you know, we were just all screwed up, you know.
Being a parolee and being pretty much given a job, it's completely changed how I view everything.
It's a 90-day program. It's not consecutive 90 days, so it stretches about 4.5 or 5 months for them. We expect you to be on time. We expect you to be clean shaved. We have a no smoking policy. Certain things like that really instill in them that if you want to come to work every day, you want to be part of this program, you need to follow our rules. We have a huge waiting list for our roster. So if you're not going to be committed or you don't want to be here, you can move on. We'll get a new participant that wants to change their life.
Working every day and having that money every day has been what's been able to keep me afloat now. So me staying focused on having to be physically fit for the job that I want to do and the career I want keeps me from wanting to take a step back and use again.
The recidivism rate is in the 60s. But by going through the transitional work program and then also getting some sort of training, we offer forklift, HVAC, construction, welding. The recidivism rate actually goes down to 3%. So out of 100 people, without going through this program, over 60 people go back into jail.
Education provides hope, and without that hope, our parolees quite often revert back to their old behaviors. Without the San Bernardino Community College District partnership, we wouldn't have access to many of the programs that our parolees really need to find substantial employment and long-term rehabilitation and reintegration to our community.
This right here, it's the 210. It's going westbound. We were on the 210 right before the 215 interchange at the Gore Point. We repaired a single 6x8 breakaway and a 12-foot rail. I like what I do in Caltrans, you know, I do guardrail on special crews, and I feel like it serves a purpose, you know, like we're saving lives from reckless drivers, you know, so they don't go off a cliff. To me, that's a meaningful job, you know. I didn't grow up with a dad, so my mom was, she was a single mother. I feel like a lot of the choices I made were because I wanted things in life that my mom couldn't provide. So I reached out to the streets, and I started to steal. You know, that's kind of where my bad behavior began, you know, with wanting things. At that time, I thought it was normal, you know, because I didn't know any better. It wasn't up until the point when I turned 18, the altercation broke out. It was unexpected, and somebody lost their lives in that process, which sent me to prison.
Estimates vary, but I've seen where the figure of incarceration can range from $75,000 to $85,000 a year per person. These kinds of programs cost less than $5,000 per participant, and that's a one-time expenditure, whereas the $75,000 is year after year after year.
When you pray to God, you think, okay, he's just gonna make it go away. Something will happen and everything will be fine and you won't have to be in prison. It doesn't happen that way. When you come out, if you don't have a family, if you don't have somebody like to allow you to get back on your feet, you know, it's really hard. If it wasn't for Caltrans, I don't even know where you would go. Really, who was gonna hire you?
Sometimes our society doesn't realize that there's a lot of barriers that our guys have to face, and they need guidance. They need somebody to be there every step of the way to show them how to deal with these situations. It's more than just getting these guys a job and then setting them off. It's showing that, you know what, we care.
Caltrans gave me a foundation to build off of, taught me how to get out there and work again, and that's kind of what gave me the kickstart to do something with my life. I was the first participant to complete the program and become gainfully employed for a year. It made me feel that I wasn't like this loser felon and They talk to you like you're just one of them, like you're one of their coworkers or like you're their friend or their family. And I never really experienced that until I met them. And like when I was going through custody to get my son, they helped me. And
The Caltrans project is not just transitional employment from 8 to 5. The Caltrans project is 24 hours a day. When they go home, they have to apply the same work ethics and the same mentality so they don't become a statistic.
Dylan's my son. He's just turned 7 years old on the 27th. And he's like a lot like me in a lot of ways. He's all boy. I got custody of him when he was 2 years old. I've been able to put a roof over his head and food in the fridge and get him to school every day, and he's got a pretty cool life. I haven't failed him, you know.
We want to be a stepping stone for people as they return to our community and move away from the criminal justice system. And Justin has done that very, very well. He came in, asked for a little bit of help and guidance, and very quickly he found himself.
Looking back on it, having a child that's exactly like I was, I'm sure, as a child, I realize now that I was trying, but I just couldn't figure it out.
People will often say, why are you giving all of these services to somebody who has committed heinous crimes? And my response to that is, we are not providing these services to these people just so that they can be better. What we're trying to do is prevent them from victimizing another person.
I personally do take pride in the ones that I've had work in my area and then get to graduate and go about their lives. This gives them the opportunity to understand that they are worth something. They're seeing it firsthand, what they are capable of doing. They don't have to do the things that might put them back in jail. They can get back into society, earn a living, and contribute.